From the New York City area, welcome to the Badass Counseling Show, where the master badass himself, Sven takes you deep and gives balm for the soul, baby.
Hello. Welcome to the Badass Counseling Show. It's great to have you here, wherever you are tuning in from, whether it's the New York City tri-state area or Newfoundland, or perhaps you are way across one of the great oceans. I know we have cutters going down, big ships going down to Antarctica, to sending cutters down there to break open the ice at some point so the research vessels can get in there in springtime. That'll be happening right about now. So if you are on one of those ships for the U.S. Coast Guard doing that, I know we've had some listeners in on those ships. I say hello to you. Semper Paratus. Thanks for listening in. I am joined by my team. I've got KC in the booth, and I have Rob the Rocket sitting next to me. Rob, what say ye?
This is a lot of work to do this show, but I have to say that I'm so grateful, and I really do enjoy it every time. No kidding.
Why?
Because it makes me feel good about helping people, gives me a sense of purpose. And, I'm old enough to retire, but it's nice to be only semi.
Old enough to retire, which seems to imply you haven't yet, or...
Well, I thought I had been retired, but I'm still doing this show.
Right on. Okay, well, and...
Happily,
gleefully. And I am gleeful that you are doing the show. The show would not exist without you, Rob.
Thank you, my friend.
Yes, well, we're going to test your reading skills, Rob. Tell us about Brittany, if you will.
I will do my best, Sven. Brittany wrote in, and her subject line said, feeling paralyzed and need direction on how to get unstuck. And her message was this: I'm 63, grew up in a dysfunctional family void of love, affection, support, praise, etc. Never heard the words I love you from any family member until I was 38. There was clear emotional and physical abuse and neglect. Married the first man who said he loved me, but his actions didn't match his words. I didn't understand, yet I stayed out of fear for 35 years. I'm now almost 5 years post-divorce, and I'm struggling on so many levels. Attention was conditional my entire life. I never felt loved. I now feel paralyzed. I don't know what to eat, do, think, so I don't. If people don't reach out, I literally sit in my house. I have a lot to be thankful for, but I have no joy, no hope, and I feel stuck, paralyzed. I did meet a guy that I really care for, but it didn't work out because I struggled to do, act, think, and talk. I don't want to live the few years I have left like this. I'm tired of being alone and crying all the time, and most importantly, I know it hurts my daughters to see me like this. Please help me.
Brittany, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure is ours. I want to ask you a few rat-a-tat questions, sort of quick answer questions here, all right? One, you say, I know it hurts my daughters. How? How does it hurt your daughters, do you think, above all else?
They worry about me and they don't like to see me struggle. They'd like to see me happy. They know I'm just sitting here. They know I'm depressed and they'd like to see me out enjoying my life and making the best of it.
Okay, fair enough. Second question is, you mentioned, I don't know what to eat, do, or think, so I don't. Why?
I'm not sure. It's kind of like deer in the headlight looks. Like if I get overwhelmed or it's like I can't even think through a problem. I can give you two clear examples. My daughter watched one. I was in a store and a gal was trying to sell me into getting a credit card when I was purchasing a table. And I didn't know what to do and I didn't know what to say. And I literally froze like a deer. And my daughter's watching me, waiting for me to tell the gal I'm not interested. And she had to step in and tell the lady to step back. And she's just staring at me. And I couldn't even talk to my daughter. I was just looking there. And then another time more recent was when I was camping with the guy I was dating. And he asked me to go in the trailer and cook up noodles while he was barbecuing outside. And I didn't know his trailer and I couldn't find the pots and pans. And he came in 5 minutes later and I was still just standing in the middle of the kitchen. I couldn't work my way out of a problem. It's like I just shut down. My brain literally stops.
Oh.
There's no thinking going on.
And so let me ask you, in that moment, what do you feel? Help me understand. Help us understand. What do you feel in that moment?
Lost. I'm afraid to make the wrong decisions, so I don't make decisions.
So that's the fear. Afraid to make the wrong decision. Okay. And in the past, when you would make the wrong decision, let's say as a child, what would happen if you made a wrong decision or said the wrong thing?
My childhood was mostly neglect. I think this came from my marriage.
Wait a minute.
Because no matter what I...
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
You said I grew up in a dysfunctional family, void of love, affection,
did.
support. There was clear emotional and physical abuse and neglect.
The neglect, I was pretty much on my own, even though I was a little kid, to take care of myself and do my own thing, get myself, school, what have you.
Under what circumstances were you physically and emotionally abused?
It was more along the lines of teasing, but the teasing, my dad would tease me and my mother would tell me that it was, my dad meant everything he said. Like he would say things like, to my sister, "You're daddy's little girl." And she'd say, "Of course I am." And to my brother, "Whose little boy are you?" And my brother would say, "I'm daddy's little boy." And when it was my turn, he'd say, "Whose little girl are you?" And I'd say, "I'm daddy's little girl." And he'd say, "No, you're not. You belong to the milkman." And then my mom always told me anytime my dad was teasing me that he actually meant everything he said. So things like pretty ugly, overweight, and my mom insulted me all the time. She still tells me I have more wrinkles than she does. And she's 90.
And so when were you physically abused?
That was older. I don't remember a lot of my childhood. I remember getting in trouble, but I can't remember the circumstances. I do remember when I was 14, I had outsmarted my dad and he got angry. So he hit me with a belt until I asked him if he was done yet. I refused to cry. And I remember that kind of threw him. And my mom was physical. She used to hit my brother. And I do remember in my older years, I can't remember the young years, but I do remember at 17 and 19 with my mom attacking me on 2 different occasions.
Okay. So then as a child, back to then that fear of making the wrong decision, it ended up in neglect. If you made the wrong decision or did the wrong thing, it would end up in neglect, because you talked about how now you fear making the wrong decision when you're in this guy's trailer or you're at the grocery store and you get overwhelmed, which is okay. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. That's totally okay. Okay. And you're afraid to make the wrong decision. It's okay. And the fear is, if I make the wrong decision, what will happen?
If I don't do the right thing, then I'm not going to be accepted, or that I'm not going to be loved. And it didn't matter in my childhood. If I brought home straight A's in elementary school, like Dad would pay my brother and sister for money for their A's, I'd come home with straight A's and he said that's too much money, so I didn't get any. So it doesn't, I think that's where it came from. I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely
it just
where it
feels
came
like
from.
whether I do it the right thing or the wrong thing, I'm still going to be penalized. I
That's
guess.
right. No matter what, there's no right path when you were growing up. And so the way that you were, you said if you made the wrong decision, it often ended up in neglect. What did that neglect look like?
I don't think it ended up in neglect. I just remember growing up, no matter what I did, right, wrong, or indifferent, I wasn't getting attention. My mom never worked, but she couldn't manage to pick me up from school on rainy days.
When you say she couldn't manage to pick me up, what's the truth? She didn't.
She didn't pick me up.
Right.
No.
Right.
I walked home in the rain in kindergarten.
Right. And just out of curiosity, approximately how far did you live from the school?
A little over a mile.
Right. So you walked home a mile in the rain in kindergarten.
Yep.
Right.
I was the last one at school waiting for my mother to come pick me up, and she didn't. So I had to cross back through the school to go out the back way to walk home.
And what do you think all of this treatment in your childhood taught you, in one sentence or less, taught you to believe about yourself?
That I didn't matter.
And what do you think in a child's brain, let's just say randomly, in a 9-year-old's brain? A 9-year-old wouldn't necessarily think, "Oh, I don't matter." That's not really a 9-year-old's sentence. What would a 9-year-old have thought?
I know what this 9-year-old thought. I knew something was
Oh,
wrong. I knew something was off. I started, our school offered Bible study classes, and I signed myself up for that. I tried not to be at home much. My parents never knew my friends, ever. I never brought anybody home.
and so what did that 9 year
Um,
old think of herself?
at that point, I just knew something was off. And by sixth grade was when I think it really, I know that there were a couple events that happened in sixth grade that just really, that's when I changed. That's when a lot
Okay.
of things changed.
Okay. So let's say when you were 12, when you're in sixth grade, roughly
Yes,
12, what did that 12-year-old think of herself?
I wasn't worthy.
Eh,
I didn't matter. Everybody else was better than me.
And if
Yeah.
and let's tighten it up in a 12-year
Okay.
old's language, in a 12-year-old's way of thinking, what would have been the words? Can you any recollection, or what would a 12-year-old have thought? What did that 12-year-old think of herself in 12-year-old language?
Nobody loved me or nobody liked me. I wasn't likable.
Okay.
Should be lovable. I know I had friends. It's not that I didn't have friends. I just couldn't get love or acceptance from my parents
Nobody
or my
loves me,
grandparents.
right?
They're all very stoic.
And just very briefly, what was that event in sixth grade that you talked about?
I grew up riding motorcycles, and we went on a big group ride. And I was bringing up the back because I had experience, and I never made it back. I had crashed and ripped up my face, and nobody knew. I never came back, and I had a concussion. And I woke up, and I remembered only two things: where the road was and where the camp was. And fortunately, someone in a car saw me, and they picked me up and drove me back. And well, they stopped to eat on the way. I couldn't eat. They didn't take me to a doctor for over a week, but only because I couldn't eat food was when I finally got to go to a doctor.
Your parents did
So,
this.
yes, my parents.
And what was the effect on you of that whole sequence?
I started burying my feelings, I think.
Had you
And
not had you not been burying them already?
I'm sure I have. At that point, I realized everybody else was better and more important. At least in my
Oh,
perspective,
for
I did.
sure. For
Yeah,
sure. That crystallized it. You knew it before
yeah,
that. But that really
I did.
yeah. And and so then what did your life become after that?
I became at school, I was the one to push everybody else to be successful. If you wanted to run for like ASB or something, I was your support crew. If someone picked on a girlfriend, I don't care how big the guy was, or I would be the first one to physically defend a friend that was in trouble. I became like everybody's servant.
You'd do any to in hopes that then I could be liked. Then they'll like me.
I never looked at it that way. I just thought that that was my duty, I guess. But I guess you're right. I thought I had to earn or prove my worth.
Did
And
it
I've been proving it my whole life. Doesn't work.
doesn't work. Wow. And so this whole thing then of staying at home, I literally sit in my house. I don't go out unless people reach out. And that's driven by what fear?
I don't like to do anything alone.
Because
I don't know. I don't enjoy it. I feel awkward if I'm out in public by myself. I
and
can run to the grocery store, do that kind of thing, but I don't want to go to an event by myself.
that's okay. And I'm
Because
just and help me
yeah,
understand, why is that? It's totally okay. I just want to know
it
why.
causes anxiety, fear.
What's
I
the
don't want
fear?
people
What's the fear?
that people will notice that I'm there alone.
Sure. And you want to know something? That particular one is really normal. That's very common. I get that sometimes. If I go to a bar and just have a beer, I'm thinking, oh shit. I was actually at a bar by myself up in Green Bay, Wisconsin recently for a thing. And I'm looking at my phone. It's just like, oh, you get self conscious. So to some degree, I get what you're saying. There is some normal to that. So
Yeah.
that's not just you, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I had more questions. And you mentioned, that it hurts your daughter. What are your daughter's ages?
35 and 30.
35 and 30. and they see that you're depressed and so forth. They want to see you come out of it. You say you're tired of being alone and crying all the time. What do you think you're grieving? What do you think it boils down to?
My life. I was in my marriage for 35 years. He was abusive. He was a taker. Um, he cheated on me the whole time. I didn't know about all of that. And then he was going to do his best to ruin my future. He didn't, but he sure tried.
Mm.
And this, I don't want to mention that.
What do you not want to mention?
He didn't want me alive anymore.
So he tried to kill you.
He didn't try. He was plotting.
Wow. Did you report him?
No.
You wish you had?
Because no, he left the state. He left. He doesn't talk to the family anymore, so he's gone.
I see. And what do you make of that? What do you make of him? What does your brain do with him plotting to kill you?
It makes. I've been so disassociated from my feelings for a long time, but now it's like all of my feelings. I started doing your book, and boy, did feelings come rushing out. Things that I have buried forever.
What the fuck were you thinking?
I don't know, man. I think you through your book a few times. So it took me a year to finish it, and I'm doing it again. But I think, in a weird way, it validates what my belief is that maybe everybody's right. What? Maybe it's me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Because my ex used to, God, he was a really good gaslighter and stuff, but he would always tell me too that there's something fundamentally wrong with me, and I'm just so jacked up, and it just makes me wonder if everybody else is right. My parents are right. Am I unlovable? Is there something wrong with me?
Okay. We are going to dive into that exact issue right after this short break.
They say you learn from experience, but after being cheated on twice, once by a girlfriend and once by a boyfriend, the only thing I'd learned was how to hurt. My friends meant well, but their advice was always the same: leave or work it out. But what about the person left in the middle? I found a book that finally spoke my language. It's called Cheating Sucks. It's not a manual on how to handle an ex. It's a deep, powerful dive into how to handle yourself when your world gets flipped. It's been the most important part of my recovery because it doesn't have an agenda. It doesn't care if I reconcile or if I walk away. It just cares that I'm okay. It's heavy, it's honest, and it's the first thing that actually helps me breathe again. If you're where I was, stop listening to the noise and start reading. Visit badasscounseling.com right now to grab your copy or audio of Cheating Sucks. You don't have to decide your future today. You just have to start healing.
This show provides soul counseling intended to entertain and inform, and is not medical advice. Now, back to the badass.
We are back with Brittany. And right before we went to break, Brittany was telling us about her ex-husband who was plotting to kill her. And as a result of that, and a lifetime of hell, and growing up, and it wasn't until she was 38 years old that the first person told her that they loved her. And as a result of all of that, she began to really think, and then reading my book over the last year and so forth, and all these old feelings coming up and all of this together, began to really think, gee, maybe everyone's right. Maybe there is something wrong with me. Maybe everyone's been right. And there's a glitch, though, in that question or in that thought, Brittany. If you're 63 years old and you're saying, well, maybe everyone's right. I mean, is there something wrong with me? Maybe there is something wrong with me. Maybe they're right. If you're saying that, then what that means is that you're questioning whether or not there's something wrong with you. That, in other words, if you're saying maybe they're right, that means you believe something different.
There's always been a thread of me throughout my entire life that refuses to believe that.
Exactly.
And
If
they
you're
know that.
exactly, if you're 63 and you don't believe it, if you believed there was something wrong with you, you wouldn't be saying, "Gee, maybe they're right." You'd be saying, "It's like, yeah, of course there's something wrong with me. I've known that my whole fucking life. I'm a fucking dumbass. I'm a loser. I'm unlovable." You didn't say that. You said maybe they're right. Maybe there's something wrong with me. So when you say that shit, it sounds like a statement of desperation. Maybe there is something wrong with me. Maybe they're all right. That's actually a statement of self-worth. Insane as that sounds, it's actually a statement of self-worth. That is your divine spark, your soul saying, I believe I'm good.
I know I'm good.
Isn't that interesting? So a 63-year-old woman goes through a fucking meat grinder of a father teasing her, of a mother saying everything your dad says is true, that you're the mailman's child, and your sister is daddy's girl, and your brother is daddy's boy, and you're not, and mom abusing you at 18 and 19, and dad fucking hitting you and all at 14, and all the neglect and all this shit. And then a husband trying to kill you, and all this shit. And you never once being told that you were loved by your family, all those decades. And yet here you are at 63 saying, well, gosh, maybe there is something wrong with me, which means, and yet you still say, I know I'm good. That's how powerful your divine spark is inside. That's how powerful that you have always known. How fucking much of a mind scramble is that?
It's huge.
How does that feel to hear me say that? Give me a feeling word. What are you feeling right now?
A sense of relief. Maybe there's hope.
Yeah, of course. And give me another feeling, relief and any other feeling word. What else are you feeling?
Hope. My feelings are the hardest thing for me to get in touch with.
Clearly they're not. Those two popped right out of you.
Those two, but I can't come up with
Nonsense. Just take your time. You're great with feelings.
Relief and hope are the only,
Great. We'll go with those two then. And and relief. What do you feel most relieved of? Why do you feel relief?
Because maybe they're wrong. And if they're wrong, then that means there's hope for the future, that maybe I'm not destined to be alone.
No, you never were. There was never anything wrong with you. Now, you may have heard me mention this. I'm sure you listen to the show, but let me ask you this. Of your two kids, 35 and 30, okay, which was the softer one at age, let's just say 5? I know it's a silly question.
The young one, the 30-year-old.
All right, fair. We'll just run with that one for now. So
okay.
when she was 5, was she unlovable?
Not even a little bit.
Now, what about that little bit not so soft one? Was she unlovable?
No, never.
Oh,
never.
Come on.
Nope. They're perfect children. Not perfect to anybody but me. They're perfect.
And so having 2 girls, having 2 kids, and your kids are roughly the same age as my kids. Having 2 kids, you grow up, you raise them, you meet plenty of other kids and other parents. And so you've been around kids your whole life, right? And other parents and so forth. And so what % of all the kids that you've met in your lifetime and as a parent and as a kid yourself, what % are innately, intrinsically unlovable?
There's always 1%.
Is there? So it's possible for there to be a child that is actually innately impossible to love.
Well, only created by their environment. So not at birth, no.
Oh. Right.
Every kid has something good about them.
Every child is lovable. You may have heard me tell the story that my sister-in-law who has been a nurse for 35 years. At one point, she was voted Nurse of the Year in her state, and she was a neonatal nurse. So she's worked with the hardest of the hard cases. Children born with their heart outside of their body, children born the size of your hand, and everything. And I asked her once, what percentage of the children that are born in the neonatal unit are unlovable? She looked at me and she said, "You're a fucking idiot." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "None of them, you moron. They're all lovable." And I said, "Yeah, but they got all these things wrong with them. They're born with a tail or two heads or, whatever." She says, "No, they're all just so fantastic." And she falls in love with all of them. So the point is they're all lovable. You even said it yourself. They were lovable at birth, but it's because of their environment.
Environment.
But even then, so the child is still lovable.
Lovable.
The parent fucks up. The parent doesn't find a better way to parent the child. And so the child isn't unlovable. The parent just hasn't done a better job to love them. And so then, was 5-year-old Brittany unlovable? Yes or no?
No.
There wasn't a goddamn thing wrong with 5-year-old Brittany.
Nope.
There wasn't a thing wrong with her. But they taught that little girl a lie. That you're not worthy of love, that you're not good enough, that who you are is unlovable, doesn't matter, that you're the milkman's child, all these things. And they left you alone. And when a child is left alone, if they are not told that they are loved, and if that child is left alone and neglected and forced to walk home in the rain in a mile in kindergarten, that child, if they are left in a vacuum with no messages of love being poured into their love cup, the child creates their own belief system. I must be unlovable. I must be unworthy of love. I'm no good. I'm a loser. Yep. Nobody loves me. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the message that gets pressed into the wet cement of their little soul. And that cement hardens, even though it was bullshit from the beginning. They were lovable. You were good. You always have been good. But you were taught a lie. And those messages became the bars on the jail cell that you have been locked in your entire life. In your entire life, you have been waiting for them, mom or dad, to come with the golden key and unlock that jail cell that they locked you in with this bullshit belief system. How long? And let me ask you, do you still have contact with mom and dad?
My mom, I still do. She's 90. I've talked to her. I know you said write letters and stuff, but before I even read your book, I confronted her on it. And
she denied it?
Yeah. And then recently, she's 90, I'd say right around the ages of 88, she started to acknowledge that maybe she wasn't a good mother, but she wasn't ever going to go into detail. And she's tried, I will say she's tried to the best of her ability to be a little bit better. It doesn't feel very authentic, but at least she acknowledges that she was not a good mom.
And just out of curiosity, how did that feel when she has acknowledged that she wasn't a good mom? If you were to be totally honest, did it feel worthless? Did it feel like bullshit? Did it feel good? Did it feel liberating? What did it feel?
I feel she meant it. But what would have been great is I'm really sorry that I failed you. That would have been icing on the cake.
But you didn't tell me how. You say it felt like she was authentic. It seemed authentic, but you didn't tell me how it felt to you. How did you feel when she acknowledged that she wasn't a great mom?
Part of me felt validated, and part of me was still angry. It's like, own it. Just own it.
Right. And so she has never owned it. And if she owned it and apologized, as you said, what would that make you feel?
I'd say that how would I feel? Like, that's nice, but it's kind of late. But I mean, at least it'd make me feel a little bit better about the whole thing.
Give me a feeling word. Better isn't a feeling word.
Again, a sense, a little bit relieved, a little bit validated. I'd still be frustrated though.
And what would be the most frustrating thing? What is the most frustrating thing
It's
in
that
your
it
life?
took me poking and prodding for her to acknowledge it.
And so what are you still most wanting from your mother above all else?
I want her love and approval, of
All right.
course.
And love and approval. And if you got your mother's love and approval, what would that make you feel?
Warm and fuzzy.
Okay.
Can't come up with the right feelings.
And if you felt, then great. Now give me a feeling word. What would it make you feel? What would change either outside of you or inside of you? How would that change your life if you got your mother's love and approval?
I would feel accepted. I would feel joy is not the right word. Man, this is really hard.
You're doing great. Take your time.
Because I'm not I have not been an emotional person in my life. So being in tune with touchy-feely things.
You're actually doing great. You've named a bunch of different feelings today. So don't put yourself down. You may have in the past not been good with feelings, but you've actually done really well today. So I would feel accepted. Give me one more, how it would feel if you finally got your mother's love and approval. And if she owned what she had done to you, you would feel relieved. You would feel accepted. You would feel if you got...
I feel worthy.
Worthy. And if you finally felt worthy and accepted, how would that change how you lived your life?
I'd walk a little taller. I'd be a little more confident. Maybe I could break these shackles that are holding me back, this whatever wall that I have in front of me that seems to paralyze me, whatever. I can't even explain what the wall is.
You're doing a great job of describing it. If you walked taller and were more confident and you broke those shackles, how would that feel? Give me a feeling word for how that would feel.
Freedom, sense of self. I can be me. I don't have to worry anymore.
And if you felt freedom and a sense of self and like you could be you, then what would you do differently in your life? How would you live life differently?
I'd go out and do things that I enjoy and not worry about what other people think.
Oh, that makes sense. Do things I enjoy and not worry about what others think. And if you didn't worry about what others think anymore and you did things you enjoy, how would that feel?
I'd be living life instead of existing, so it would be heaven.
And then what would it feel like? What would heaven feel like? Heaven on earth. What would that feel like?
Calm, love, joy.
Calm, love, joy. So basically, if I'm hearing you correctly, if I got my mother's love and approval, I would feel accepted and worthy. Then I could walk taller and feel confident and break these shackles. Then I would feel freedom and a sense of self, and I could be me. Then I could do things that I enjoy and not worry what other people think. Then I could feel like I'm living my life. Then I would feel calm and love and joy. In other words, you feeling a sense of calm and joy, finally living your life your way, is all dependent, can only happen if you get your mother's love and approval. Your mother is the key, the only key to your being able to be calm, live life, have joy, live it your way, and be free.
Yeah.
Sounds like a big old crock of shit to me.
I laugh a lot. Sorry.
What's that?
That's how I deal with stress. I said I laugh when I'm
Oh,
under
that's
stress.
all right. That's all right. Nothing wrong with it.
My coping mechanism.
That's all right. But the bottom line is that's exactly 80% of the people that I work with, at least, that when a child has love withheld, when they are criticized a lot, when they are micromanaged, when they are taught that their worth is tied up in what this external power source thinks, mom, dad, that I have to get their approval of me, their acceptance, their acknowledgement of my worth. And if I can't get that, I can't love me. And here you are at 63.
A lot of decades in.
That's it. That's it. But until I can get that, I can't be happy. But what we found out earlier is you said, well, maybe all these people are right. Maybe there's something wrong with me. And I said, well, you wouldn't be thinking that unless you believed you are good. And you said, I am good. Exactly. Because if you thought you were bad, you wouldn't be saying maybe these people are right, that there's something wrong with me. You would already believe there's something wrong with you. You wouldn't think anything of it if people thought there was something wrong with you. So you already believe you're good. So what I'm getting at is you already love yourself. It's in there. That spark is already burning. But these people who raised you taught you a lie. They taught you, you're unlovable. And you still think this bullshit lie. Furthermore, you still think you need her approval in order for you to have calm and freedom and joy, and in order to live your life your way. You are still wanting something from your mom, obviously, that she's never going to give, obviously.
Right.
You're still wanting that acceptance. And you're still holding on, hoping that today is the day that she gives it, even though you know she won't. You're still, and so she has that much power over you. She owns you, and Dad too. They still own you. Even if he's dead, they still own you.
Yeah, he's gone.
Right. They still own you. And so it's going to be a strange question. You don't have to do it. Okay? I mean that. What do you most want to do with your life?
I don't know, because my whole life is completely different than it was 5 years ago.
Understood.
My job.
What have you dreamed?
I lost my
What have
job.
you dreamed about that maybe?
I would love to travel, but I would love to get in a motorhome and just go and camp and stuff, but I'm reluctant to do it by myself.
Understood.
I don't want to do it by myself. It's for safety reasons and for
Sure.
Life is meant to be shared. I don't believe life is meant to be
That's fair.
done singly.
That's fair. That's fair. And so camp and travel. And give me one other thing something you would love to do with your life. Can be small.
I need to find purpose.
Purpose.
I'm semi-retired and it's not enough. I need a real job. And I don't know what I really want to do with that.
Well,
I'm trying to find it.
Understood. And have you read, maybe you've already answered this, have you read my book, There's a Hole in My Love Cup? Did you answer that already?
Oh, yeah. And I'm on round 2 of reading it.
And in the part of the book where I talk about diamonds and raw sewage, what are the biggest sources of raw sewage in your life presently?
I had that all typed up somewhere. It was my mom, the divorce, but I think I'm pretty much over that one. All the changes were my raw sewage, because I left a career that I loved, because I had to move out of the state. So the raw sewage was some of it was myself holding myself back.
Yeah.
Like being insecure.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
And so what's the biggest thing presently that you still need to cut out of your life, if there's anything?
I've been cutting a lot out of my life. I need to cut out my negativity. I need to cut out my lack of confidence. I need to cut out the fact that I hole up in my house.
And what's the biggest thing?
Prison.
What is the biggest thing you've still never said, either to your dead father or to your living mother? And I don't mean you ever have to say it to the living, breathing mom, but what's the biggest thing that you've never said, let's say, to your dead father?
Why couldn't you just see your kids for who we really were? Why couldn't you love us? And I tried to get that out of him when he was dying, because I was there.
Right. And you trying to get that out of him is you wanting an answer from him.
Yeah.
That's you still wanting something. You fundamentally wanting him to confirm your worth. That's wanting something from him. But I'm asking a different question. What are you recognizing that he didn't do it and he wasn't going to give you that? What do you want to say on behalf of that girl that you were?
What the hell was your problem?
Still a question. What do you want to say to him? If you were standing in front of that girl, facing him, You've got that 5-year-old kindergarten girl that just walked home in the rain, walks in the door soaking wet, and you've just held her hand for the last half mile, and you walk in the door now as this 63-year-old woman, and you're standing in front of him, and you'll talk to your mom next, but you're standing in front of him. What do you most want to say to him?
Dad, you hurt me.
No, that's what
You should have loved me.
Right. But now because I'll tell you what I want to say to him. Let's say I just walked her home. He what?
He was an asshole.
No.
Sorry.
So what do you want to say to him?
You do.
Great. So what do you want to say to him? You just walked in the door. So pretend like you just walked.
He wasn't there for that incident, but when I
You're missing the fucking point.
The point is, I wanted to tell him.
No, tell him. I'm saying say it to him right now.
Dad, you were an asshole. You were a horrible father. You should have loved us.
No, okay. Let me give you an example. I just walked the girl the last half mile. I just opened the door. She's now standing behind me, and he's standing there. Hey, fuckhead. Your fucking daughter just walked a half mile in the rain, you piece of shit. Where's your fucking piece of shit wife? Get her out here. What the fuck kind of parents are you? What's your fucking problem? You want to go rounds with me? And you tell your little daughter that she's the milkman's daughter and you put her down? Listen, you fucking piece of shit. I'm taking her out of here and you are never going to hurt her again. And you lady, her mother, supposedly her mother, you can go fuck yourself. You should have been at school picking her up. You should have been there 10 minutes fucking early. That's what I want to hear you say. And I want to hear you say it right now. You say you swear like I do. Great. I want to hear you say it. Don't say I would say this. Say as if you are standing in front of the little girl. She's standing behind you and you are now talking to your mom. Say it.
Mom, you're a fucking bitch. You should have picked me up. How dare you?
No. You're still not getting it. Say it as if.
You want me to yell and scream?
No, listen. Say it as if you are a different person. You're not the little girl. You are a 63. You are a 63-year-old woman standing in front of that 5-year-old girl. You are a 63-year-old woman, and you say, "Hey, lady." Go ahead.
I'll say, "Hey, Mom, you failed. You were a bitch. You didn't take
Where's
care
the
of
anger?
us.
I'm not hearing the emotion.
I don't have a lot of that.
Really? You can't tap into anger. I can tap into the fucking anger, but you can't? You live through it and you can't? You can't tap the fucking anger. You live through it.
I did live through it.
Okay, so give me an ounce. Give me a fucking ounce of that fucking anger right now. Think about what that little girl, dripping wet, soaking wet. Her hair is soaking wet. She probably didn't even have a fucking slicker or an umbrella or anything. And she's soaking wet. And what do you want to say to that lady? Because how
dare you?
Exactly. Keep going. Good.
You were a bitch, Mom. How dare you? You didn't pick her up. You didn't take care of us. You were never there. You neglected us our whole lives. I mean, yeah, I'm angry at her, but I'm not a yeller, as you can tell. I don't fight with people.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. What do you mean you're not a yeller? Your mom's not even in the fucking room right now. Get the fucking anger out. You wonder why you're still stuck because you're still protecting your mom. Let it out. Gotcha. When does she ever get her fucking anger? I'm not asking you to yell at the living, breathing person. I'm asking you to yell at the person from 58 years ago who didn't pick up a 5-year-old girl at kindergarten and force her to walk a mile home in the rain. I think if anyone is justified in being yelled at, it's your mom.
She is justified for being yelled at.
Thank you. So yell.
Yelling's hard.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Have you never yelled in your entire life?
No, I have.
Oh, okay. So you know how to yell.
Anymore. No, I know how to yell. I yelled at my mom when I talked to her about this stuff. It's just I just don't have it in to yell. If I don't know.
If what?
If she was in front of me, I might be able to yell. Maybe it's because I'm looking at you.
Great.
But
I'll move out of the picture. Go ahead.
okay, Mom, how dare you not pick me up? That was horrible and mean and neglectful, and I can't believe that's how you treat your children. You should have never been a mother.
Call her a nasty name, for Christ's sake.
She's a fucking bitch.
Say it to her, not
You're a
me.
fucking bitch. Mom, you're a fucking bitch. Stop. Grow up. Be a mom. Man up. That's about as good as I can go.
I don't think that's as good as you can go, but it's pretty fucking good. That was impressive. Well done. Good girl. I'm proud of you. How did that feel to say that? You feel like bad, or what'd you feel?
I don't feel bad. Because of my marriage and all the yelling I got yelled at, I try not to yell.
Why do you try not to yell?
Because it makes me very uncomfortable.
But okay, makes you uncomfortable because what?
Because I know when I got yelled at all the time, how I felt, and it's intimidating, it's scary, it's abusive, and I don't like to do that to people.
But there's nobody
here. I was on the
here.
receiving end for so long.
I understand. And I'm saying that there are certain times when we have to stand up and protect
ourselves.
Someone. And that
I do have a problem with boundaries too. So
well, understood. Fine. But what I'm saying is nobody stood up and protected that 5-year-old girl, that 10-year-old girl, that 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55-year-old girl. No one. And until you do, you're still going to be trapped. That anger has to come out. That anger has to come out. Okay? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for what you did right there. I know that was hard for you. I know it was. And I want that anger. And I know I had to push you, but you done good, kid. You done good. And I know you probably want to wring my neck right now, all right? You did good, though. But that's what I want you to tap into, because if you don't let that anger out, that 5-year-old girl, if somebody made a promise to her to pick her up, she would be hurt, she'd be sad, she'd be frustrated, she'd be angry. Those would all be...
I was angry.
Yeah. And so
I remember when I came home.
Right. And so if she wasn't allowed to get that out, all over the years, all that anger got stored up and it got packed down. So if that doesn't come out, you're carrying all that around inside of you. And if it doesn't...
I can write it in the letters.
Mm-hmm.
I can write and cuss and
good.
But saying it out loud is much more difficult.
That's okay. That's okay. So keep getting it out in those letters. Keep getting out the anger and the frustration and the rage in those letters. Keep doing it. And the truth is, the reason you're still crying, there's nothing wrong with staying home. There's nothing wrong with doing all that crying, as long as you're doing the raging as well, because the truth is, what you're doing, Brittany, you're getting out a lifetime of grieving. You're getting out a lifetime of pain, a lifetime of frustration. The place that you are in right now, this depression, as you called it, stay there. Stay there. For now, there's nothing wrong. It is your soul calling you down into healing.
Okay.
So many people say, oh, you get knocked off the horse, get right back up on the horse. No. Stay off the horse until your body is healed. You got a broken leg, you don't get back up on a goddamned horse. You go to the fucking doctor and you rest.
Right.
If you got a lifetime of pain that is now finally coming out, you don't try to jump right back in the game of life. You allow the pain to come out. You give it time. So you taking this time to read the book and to do all this journaling is so fucking smart. Your natural instinct is to stay home. And I know it feels like weird and I should be out there and I should be doing all those things. No. you just trust yourself? Can you just trust that when it's time, you'll know? As long as you commit to keep flushing the pain, the anger, the sadness, the rage, the sorrow, the longing, the loneliness, keep welcoming all those feelings up, the hatred, keep welcoming those feelings up and flushing them out. Welcoming up, flushing them up and out, up and out. As long as you keep doing that, I guarantee you, the emergence from the depression will come naturally. But the depression is the body, the system, the soul's natural healing. But so many people want to force us out of it. Oh, you need to get up. You need to get out. No, this is just the soul's natural healing. And I know you want it to be done. I know.
Yeah, I do.
I know.
I want to get on with my life. I'm running out of time here.
No, you're not running out of time. You think you are. I know it feels that way.
Being old.
Well, my girlfriend is 62. All right. And
my boyfriend was your age.
That's all right. Okay. And Rob just found love at 60, 75, 76 and love of his life and so forth. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of life left. And you're a beautiful woman. You're a smart woman. All right. Life's just getting going. But if you got to do this part right, the healing is the most important part, because the last thing you need to do is if you short circuit your healing and then you go into a shit relationship again. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You know you don't want that.
Well, so, I noticed that I do the whole like runaway bride thing. I try to be what everybody else wants, even in a relationship, and I get lost. I'm not authentic.
That's it. And that's why this time right now, just slow down. All right? Just slow down. You're fine. I know your daughters want you to, quote unquote, be happy, or your daughters want you to get on with life and you feel like you should. Just relax. You're doing fine. You make good decisions. You're doing fine. You're right where you need to be. Okay? The best thing that happened today, was when you said, maybe all these people are right. Maybe there's something wrong with me, because that told me you don't believe it. You don't believe it. Those voices cause you to question you, but if they're quite causing you to question you, that means you innately don't believe it. You believe you're good. Exactly. And you said, wow, that feels like a relief. Exactly.
Yeah.
That means your body, your soul is healing. You are reconnecting with your divine spark, with your soul. Furthermore, your bullshit story that you're not good at feelings is bullshit. At naming feelings, bullshit. You named so many different feelings tonight. You talked about worry. You talked about relief. You talked about hope. You talked about frustration. You talked about feeling validated. You talked about feeling owned. You talked about feeling anxiety. You talked about fear. Those are all feelings. You did great. You conjured up anger when I pushed you. You did great. All right? So all these bullshit stories you've been telling yourself, they're bullshit. All right? They're just bullshit.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, man. You're good at this shit. You're really good at this shit. Okay? So just slow down. You're doing just fine. Doing just fine.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So a couple of things. If you haven't already, we do have a group on Facebook. It's totally free. There's like 48,000 members. A lot of good resources there. It's called the Badass Counseling Group. If you want, we have.
I'm already in it.
Okay, great. We have a subscription group called Community Plus. That's for a fee, and that gets direct access to me and shit like that on the website called Community Plus. Otherwise, we'd love to have you right back into the show. In 6 months, something like that. Let us know how you're doing. But just keep journaling, flushing out, especially the anger and the sadness and the loneliness, okay? I believe in you. Okay. You're actually further along than you think you are, Brittany. You really are.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're going to be just.
That's good to hear.
No, it's true. It's true.
It's been a struggle. Yeah.
Well, you've got a good life ahead. Just keep allowing yourself to be right where you are right now. I know it's frustrating. I know it's hard. I know it's sad, but you're in a good place. I know that. Okay, I know that. Just allow it and keep up and out. Bring it up, flush it out. Bring it up, flush it out. Okay?
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
I will.
You've been great. Rob, any final thoughts?
Sven, that was some badass counseling today. That was great. And I have to say, this is one of the saddest shows I've ever listened to, participated in. I would only underscore that what you said, that 63 is fucking young. Yeah. So please don't be concerned about that, Brittany. And the other thing that gives me hope and pleasure, really, is that our listeners cannot see her, but I can and you can. And for a good bit of the taping, she had her hands behind her head. And to me, that body language would indicate confidence and control and openness and vulnerability. Yeah. And I think those are great signs. I have all the hope in the world for you, Brittany, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Yep.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah,
it's good meeting you.
And she's got some pipes on her. You're a lifter or something. You got muscles, lady.
I do work out.
Yeah, she's got some pipes. Yeah. And it was sad. It started very sad, but then it's hopeful. There's so much hope and good stuff operating there. So I have so much hope for you.
Looking good at a very young age.
Yeah, looking very good. So, and obviously.
The motto is I was just going to say the motto is live as young as you can, as long as you can.
I like it. I like that. And you're doing it. And the more you get that crud out, you're just going to explode with life and aliveness and lightness. I have no doubt whatsoever. Thanks for coming on the show, Brittany.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. And to all of our listeners out there all across the world, thank you so much for tuning in. And we give a thank you to Brittany and to my team. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Badass Counseling Show and my crew here, have a kick-ass day.
The Badass Counseling Show is strictly copyrighted. No copies may be made without the express written consent of the Badass Counseling Show, LLC. The Badass Counseling Show is produced by Karen Camparelli and Robert H. Friedman. Executive producer Sven Erlandson. Original music by two-time Emmy Award-winning composer Trevor Morris. Have a kick-ass day.